Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Coder. I'm Chris, and this week we are going to continue where we left off from last week, which was to add the bonus items, right? Well, what we started with is we added the bonus items so that Pac-Man, when we play the game, would actually use those bonus items as level counters, okay? So that we would know which level we were on depending on which bonus item would show up on our screen. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to make it so that Pac-Man can actually consume those bonus items, and that those bonus points then are applied to the game. Okay? Easy enough, right? So let's just jump right into it. Here we go. Player, ready, Pac-Man. That's where we are. So the first thing we're probably going to do is let's modify our tile script, because our tile script is part of basically every piece of game object. Every game object that's in our game most likely has this tile script. Okay, we've got it for the portals, we've got it for the pellets, the super pellets, which are actually the energizers, and then we've got some common things here like did it get consumed by player 1 or 2? And then is it the ghost house or the ghost house entrance? Is it a portal receiver? Or no, is this the portal receiver reference? Either way. What we need to do is we need to add some more booleans, or actually one boolean and an integer. And they're going to be very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to create a public, oops, if I could spell, a boolean, and this one's going to be called is bonus item. And then we're going to create a integer, and that one is going to be named point value, okay? Because each bonus item actually has a different point value. So what we need to do is we need to actually just assign those point values to the items, so that way we don't have to worry about dealing with that later. We just assign them in the inspector and we're good to go, and we'll save them with the prefabs, and then we don't have to worry about them ever. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this, and then we need to create another script. We're going to create the bonus item script. So we're going to right click, create C# script. I'm going to call it bonus item, and I'm using a capital B and a capital I with no spaces. And then we're going to double click on that to open it up in MonoDevelop, and we've got a blank script to work with. Alright? So, in the start method, we need to keep track of the bonus item, because the bonus item is only supposed to be displayed for a specific amount of time, and that amount of time is anywhere from 9 to 10 seconds, and that's a random value. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a float, and we're going to call this random life expectancy, which is going to be our, actually, we're not going to put that in the start method. That goes outside the start method. That's our variable. Alright, so we're going to create a float, random life expectancy. And then we're going to create another float, and we're going to call it current lifetime. So, our random life expectancy, that's going to be our random number, or our random number of seconds between 9 and 10, okay? And that's going to get generated every time that a bonus item is instantiated. We're going to have 2 bonus items per round, once at 70 pellets, so after Pac-Man consumes 70 pellets, and then after Pac-Man consumes 170 altogether. So every time one of those bonus items is instantiated, the first thing that's going to get called is the start method. So naturally, in the start method, we're going to say random life expectancy equals random.range, and we're just going to give it a range of 9 to 10. So that's going to come back with a float of any number between 9 and 10. So it could be 9.5, 9.6, 9.8, 9.9, whatever. And those are going to be our random amount of seconds that our bonus item is going to stay on the board. Okay? And the other thing we need to do is, since this isn't a since these aren't part of the board when the game instantiates, our game board script isn't going to add it into the array, the grid array. So in order for us to collide with it, remember we're checking collisions on a grid basis. So we're checking each tile to see if Pac-Man is on that tile. So if we want to continue on that route, we're going to need to add this to the array manually. We could take a different route, and that is to check for collisions kind of like we do with the ghosts, and just check for rectangle intersections. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to keep it simple, and we're just going to add this to the array. And that will also introduce another issue, because we are putting the bonus item in the middle, okay? And that's at 13.5. Our grid array are whole numbers. So what happens is, we're going to have to tell it that it's at a position that's not 13.5. So it's going to either be at 13, which is here, or at 14, which is here. That means that when Pac-Man consumes the item, he'll be on grid 14 right at the edge of the fruit. But when he comes from this direction, he's going to be at grid 14 after he gets to the end of the fruit. Okay? So in order to capture the bonus item from this direction, he'll have to consume the entire width of the 13th tile to get to the 14th tile. And then here, once he gets to the 14th tile, he's going to already consume it. That's the problem with doing this with the array method. If we did this with using rectangle intersections, then we could do it to work more efficiently, to where Pac-Man could either be this far into it from each side. Okay, so and that's just up to you. But right now we're just going to do it the simple way. So we're going to go ahead and do GameObject.find, and we're going to find game, and we're going to get. Oh my God! I'm going to get component GameBoard.board. And we're going to set 14 and 13 because our position for our bonus item is going to be 14 in the X position and 13 in the Y. And I'm going to set it equal to this .GameObject. So we're basically assigning this game object to this location in the index array. Alright? So now what's left? We got to go into our update method because we actually have to destroy our bonus item after it's been alive for however long our random life expectancy is. So that's pretty simple. We just do if current lifetime is less than random life expectancy, then all we want to do is we want to increment our current lifetime by time.delta time. Otherwise, it's not less than our random life expectancy, so we want to destroy this .GameObject. Because if it's not less, if the current lifetime isn't less than random life expectancy, so let's say for instance that we just, this bonus item was just generated, okay? Current lifetime is 0, random life expectancy, let's call it 9.5, alright? Frame passes by, and then current lifetime is incremented by time.delta time. So now current lifetime might equal 0.025. Whatever. So 0.025. And then the next time this runs, it's going to say, is current lifetime less than random life expectancy? Of course not. So we're going to continuously increment it, right? Until, oh, current lifetime is now 9.6 and random life expectancy is 9.5. Well, that's no longer true. So we're going to jump into this else statement. And the else statement says, hey, you know what? It's past your lifetime, so we're going to destroy you. Simple as that, right? So, let's save that. We don't need to do anything else with that. We're done with the scripts, well, those two scripts for now. So, before we get into any more scripting, let's go ahead and modify some of our prefabs. What we need to do is we need to go over here to where we've got our resources folder, into the prefabs folder. We haven't created our prefabs yet. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to create our prefabs. I thought we already done that last tutorial. Sorry, guys. But this shouldn't really take very long at all. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and one by one, we're going to drag this into the hierarchy. And then we're going to set its position to 13.5 on the X and 13 on the Y, which basically puts it right here in the middle. Okay? And then we are going to take it and we're going to drag it into the prefabs folder in the resources. And there we have our apple, which is now a prefab. And you can see the position has been saved up here. So now we can go over here and we can delete our apple. Right click, delete. And it's still in the prefabs, which is good. So let's do this again. We're going to do this for the bell. We're going to do it for all the items. So X equals 13.5, Y equals 13. Take the bell, drag it down to the prefabs in the resources folder, delete the bell, go back to bonus items, grab the cherries, set the position for the cherries, 13.5 and 13, drag it down to prefabs, delete the cherries, go back to bonus items, grab Galaxian, 13.5 and 13, drag Galaxian down to prefabs, delete Galaxian, and go back to bonus items. Let's grab the grapes, 13.5 and 13, drag that down to prefabs, delete the grapes. This is extremely monotonous, but we will survive. We've done worse. Key, 13.5 and 13. Drag that down to prefabs. Delete the key. Go back to bonus items. Grab the peach. 13, 13.5. Oops, that's wrong. 13.5 and 13. Put that in the prefab. And it's going to be difficult. Let's go to the prefabs folder. Go back to bonus items. After we delete the peach. See, now I'm already missing steps. And let's grab the final one, which is the strawberry. And we're going to put that at 13.5 and 13. And we're going to drag it down to prefabs. Alright. And let's delete the strawberry. Delete. Alright. So now we've got all of our bonus item prefabs. So what we can do is we can select them all. Right? And now we need to add two scripts. We need to add the bonus item script. And we need to add the tile script. And since we've still got them all selected, we're going to go ahead and check off is bonus item. And then we're going to deselect. And we're going to go through each one of these. And we're going to assign the points. Alright, so apple is going to be worth 700 points. The bonus bell is going to be worth 3,000 points. The cherries are worth 100 points. Galaxian is worth 2,000 points. Grapes worth 1,000 points. The key is worth 5,000 points. Got the peach at 500 points. And the strawberry at 300 points. Okay, so those are our bonus items. All the points are assigned. Okay, this looks good to me. Alright, so now we need to do see here. Right. So let's go into our scripts and open up. Let's open up the game board. And right here, after line 56 from me, we're going to go down a couple and we're going to create some more booleans. Alright, so we're going to create a boolean that is going to be did spawn bonus item 1 player 1, and another one did spawn bonus item 2 player 1, and then we're going to have a boolean for did spawn bonus item 1 player 2, and did spawn bonus item 2 player 2. Alright. So now what we want to do is we want to create another method, and we're going to call this one bonus items. And we're going to add a call to that in our update method. And then we are going to add some code. Alright? So what is bonus items going to do? Bonus items is going to be responsible for actually spawning the bonus items. Okay? So how are we going to do that? Well, we have to keep track of, one, how many pellets have been eaten, and two, if the bonus item's already been displayed. Because if the bonus item's already been displayed, then we don't want to display that again. Okay? So we don't want to, like, we want to keep track of the pellets. Say, hey, if it's greater than 70 pellets, then we want to display the bonus item. Well, let's say you grab the bonus item after you get 75 pellets, and then the bonus item's gone, and let's say you don't have this check that says, hey, you know, has the bonus item already been consumed? Well, then, you know, the bonus item will just show up again, and we don't want that, because players will get lots of points. And we want to make it hard for them, right? Okay, so, anyways. If game menu is one player game, alright, because we still have to test to see if we're doing a one player game or a two player game. So, if we're doing a two player game, we want to say is player 1 up, meaning the first player is playing. Alright. We're gonna do another method, and we're gonna call this one spawn bonus item for player. And then we're gonna do an integer and player none. Alright. So if is one player game, then we obviously are talking about player 1. We're gonna say spawn bonus item for player 1. If is player 1 up, spawn bonus item for player 1, meaning that we're playing a two-player game, but it's player 1's turn. And if it's not player 1's turn, then it's definitely player 2's turn, so we're going to do spawn bonus item for player 2. And here we're just going to check if player num equals 1, then we're dealing with player 1, otherwise we know we're dealing with player 2. So, if it's player 1's turn, we're going to say if game menu dot player 1 pellets consumed is greater than or equal to 70, and game menu dot player 1 pellets consumed is less than 170, meaning that we're still dealing with our our bonus item, our first bonus item, that is. And then we're going to say if not did spawn bonus item 1 player 1, then we set that to true. Okay, we say did spawn bonus item 1 for player 1 equals true, so that this will never ever be spawned again. And we're going to have to create another method, so void spawn bonus item for level, level. Okay, and here we're going to call spawn bonus item for level, and we're going to pass in player 1 level. Okay, and then we're going to check. We're going to do else if game menu dot player 1 pellets consumed is greater than or equal to 170. That means we need to check to see if the player, if we already spawned the second bonus item. So bonus item to player 1. If not, then we're going to set did spawn bonus item 2 for player 1 equal to true. And we're going to spawn bonus item for level and player 1 level. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump down here, and basically everything that we just put in for player 1 we're going to put in for player 2. So to make this simple, I'm just going to just copy everything in here, all of this. Okay? So starting with the if statement, we're going to copy it, and we're going to go down here and paste it. And we're going to change player 1 pellets consumed to player 2 pellets consumed, and here player 1 pellets consumed to player 2 pellets consumed. We're going to change did spawn bonus item 1 for player 1 to player 2. Change this to player 2, player 2 level, and player 2 pellets consumed, item 2 player 2, item 2 player 2, player 2 level. Okay. So now that we've got that done, alright, we can continue by working on our spawn bonus items for level method. So this one's going to be fun because we're going to have to check each level all the way until level 13, because every item is going to be different or the same. Anyways, after level 13, all you're going to keep getting is keys. You're not going to get anything else. So that's why we need to go up to level 13. So first we're going to create a game object so that we can reference this game object later. So we're going to call this game object bonus item. And I'm just going to make it all lowercase. And we're going to set its value equal to null. And what we're going to do next is we're going to say, well, if our level equals 1, else if level equals 2, else if level equals 3. I'm just going to take this all the way down to 13. Level equals 4, else if level equals 5, else if level equals 6, else if level equals 7, else if level equals 8, else if level equals 9, else if level equals 10, else if level equals 11, and I just realized we could probably start or stop at level 12 and then just do else, because level 13 is a key and everything after level 13 is a key, so we only have to go up to level 12. Yeah, only up to level 12. And then everything else will be equal. Alright. So then what we do is we set up our bonus item. So what we'll do is we'll do bonus item equals resources dot load. I'm going to do prefabs slash bonus cherries type of game object, because we need to tell it what type of object we're loading, and we're going to cast it as game object. Alright. So, very, 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 very important. This is where people most of the time will make a mistake, and it's with this, okay? This is your path in the resources folder. So we've got a resources folder right here in our assets, and in that resources folder is a prefabs folder. This is that folder, okay? This slash means that anything in this folder. So here we've got a name, and that's the name of our prefab, our actual prefab name in that folder. It has to match. It's case sensitive. Don't write bonus cherry without the S at the end because it won't work. It has to be named exactly the same as the prefab in that folder. Okay. So that said, once I've got this one set up, I'm just going to copy this line, and I'm just going to paste it for every single one of these if statements. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to go through and just rename the bonus item name. So bonus cherries, and it's bonus strawberry. And then after strawberry, we're going to have peach, and then another peach. Because we get another peach for level 4. And then we get a strawberry. And another strawberry. And then, let's see what else. Oh, wait. That's not right. It's an apple. Alright, so now at level 7, we are getting grapes. Level 8 is also grapes. And for level 9 we get the Galaxian. For level 10 also the Galaxian. Then we get a bell for level 12. A bell for level 13. Sorry, level 12, level 11 and level 12 are both a bell. And for everything else, we have keep. And finally, at the end of all these if statements, we're just going to do instantiate bonus item. Okay. And that is not it for the game board script. We need to add a couple of more things because, alright, so if Pac-Man dies when the bonus item is still on the screen, we have to destroy the bonus item along with death because Pac-Man shouldn't be allowed to grab the bonus item after he comes back to life. So we need to destroy it in case Pac-Man dies. So there's a method in game board, and that is named start death, and that is right here, start death. Okay. So after this right here, after this if statement, if game menu is one player game, blah blah blah. After the if statement, we're going to add game object bonus item equals game object dot find bonus item. Then we're going to say if bonus item destroy bonus item dot game object. So this is not going to work just yet because we have to actually name our bonus item. So what we'll do is we'll go up, or actually bonus item, when we instantiate it in our bonus item script, we're going to go ahead and rename. So this dot name equals bonus item. Alright, so now we are almost done. We need to add a couple more things. In the Pac-Man script, we're going to go and add a method after consume pellet. So right about here before can move, we're going to create a method called consumed bonus item. I'm going to pass in some arguments here, player num, and the tile bonus item, so the bonus item tile. And in that method we're going to say if player num equals 1, otherwise it's player 2. And if we're on player 1, we're going to say gameboard dot player 1 score plus equals bonus item dot point value. Same thing, gameboard player 2 score plus equals bonus item dot point value. Alright. So, and then after it's been consumed, of course, we want to destroy bonus item dot game object. And then one final thing is in consume pellet, okay, right in here, so in this if statement, if gameboard dot is player 1 up, we're going to say if tile dot is bonus item, then we're going to call consumed bonus item. We're going to pass in player number 1, and we're going to pass in the tile. Okay. Right. Same thing if it's player 2. I'm going to say if tile dot is bonus item, consume bonus item 2 and tile. Alright, so that should do it. There's one more thing I want to check, and that is the let's see here, ghost. Just give me a second, I'm just going to look for something really quick. Start consumed. Game board. Start consumed. Start consumed. Consume after. Click component. Right, because I want to display the score of the the bonus item that we're consuming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new consumed method for bonus items specifically. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is this is just going to be a void. Alright, so public void did start consumed bonus item, and we're just going to pass in that bonus item, game object, bonus item. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create another, we're going to create an enumerator, and that one's going to be process consumed bonus item. And don't hate me on the names. Float delay. And we don't need to pass in the bonus item at that point, because all we're doing is we're hiding the score. So, what we'll do is we're going to get the position of our bonus item. So we're going to say vector2 position equals bonus item dot transform dot position, and we're going to do a viewport point. Vector2 viewport point equals camera dot main dot world to viewport point, and we're going to pass in the position of our bonus item, and then we're going to do zoom go score text. We're going to use the same text box that we use for the ghost score, because I mean, what are the chances that we're going to consume a ghost at the same time we're consuming? I mean, it's bound to happen, but they're all going to get jumbled anyway. So we'll use consumed ghost score text get component, and I'm only doing this because I'm lazy. What we really should be doing is creating a new text element in our canvas, but I'm not going to do that. Anchor min. Why not reuse what you already have? Viewport point, and with that said, we probably should have named it something more generic, like score text, or dynamic score text, or follow me score text, whatever. Consumed ghost score text component rect transform anchor max viewport point, and then we're going to do consumed ghost score text dot text equals. We're also going to need a score, so we're going to pass an int score score value. So then we're going to do score value.toString to convert that integer into a string. Simple enough. Consumed ghost score text dot get component text dot enabled equals true. Okay. So then we're going to start our coroutine. Process process consumed bonus item, I think. Yeah. And we're going to pass in a delay. We'll do 0.75f. Oops. Alright. And here, all we're going to do is we're just going to hide the score. So we're going to say consume ghost score text dot get component text dot dot enabled equals false. Alright, so now we also need to call this did start consume bonus item. Okay, so just like we did in Ghost, right here. Okay, I'm just going to copy this line, and I'm going to paste it into here. And while we destroy the bonus item, we are going to also do this. And this is going to be did start consumed bonus item. Why did I name it that? That's horrible. Let's go back to game board and just call it start consumed bonus item. Game board dot start consumed bonus item. Alright, we're going to pass in the bonus item. And you know what we'll do is we're not going to destroy our bonus item here. So we're going to pass in the bonus item, and we're going to give it a score value. What? Oh, bonus item, not score value. Still doesn't like it? Bonus item. Why is it being not nice to me right now? Oh, bonus item at point value. Okay. So we're going to pass those in. And we're going to take this, we're going to cut it, save, and then go to our game board and start consume bonus item. Right before we start our coroutine, that's when we'll destroy our game object. So we'll save that, and hopefully this will work. Let's try it out. We have an error. What's the error? Bonus item dot game object. Yeah. And we still have some more problems. Oh. We have to do yield return new wait for seconds delay. And then we hide it. Alright. So now we should be good. Okay. Now, after we consume 70 pellets, that's when our bonus item should show up. There's our cherries, so we're going to go grab those. And there's our 100 points that showed up, which is nice. Now let's see if we can make it to the next level. I'm pretty confident. Oh, there's our bonus item. Oh, I got those 100 points. Oh man, this was such a close game. Alright. Why must you follow me, Pinky? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, level 2. Alright. Now we should be getting a strawberry, and our point value should go up. That's still after 70. So fast. I feel like we've already had 70. know what? We did not. We did not reset our booleans. So let's do that real quick. Let's reset those boolean values. And that would be in game board, and it would be in the same place where we would increment our level. So that would be in process restart, maybe. No. Start blinking. Transform. Routine. Restart. Alright. Reset pellets. I'm going to do a search here. Player 1 level plus. Alright, so we could reset them here. Yep, let's do that. Let's reset them here. So if player 1 is 1, then we're going to reset did consume, or what do we call those? This player 1. We called them did spawn bonus item. Okay. Did spawn bonus item player 1 is false. Did spawn bonus item 2 player 1 equals false. Because we're going to a new level now, we have to change these to false so that they can spawn again. Otherwise, they'll just stay true and think that they've already spawned. So here we're going to do item 1 for player 2 equal to false. Did spawn bonus item 2 for player 2 equals false. Alright, so now let's win this level again. Ah, God. Whoa, that was so close. Ah, the fruit. I didn't get it. Come on. Why must you do this? Alright. What? Oh no! Ah, it's because the fruit got there before the pellets were reset. Damn it. Alright. So, the pellets need to be... this needs to happen after... so cut that out. right here. Start next level. This is probably where we should have done it. Game menu, player 1 pellets consumed equals 0. So then here, we'll do player 1, and then here we'll do player 2 and player 2. Now let's try this again. No! I walked into that trap. I can't believe it. Alright. Ha! Okay, there's the strawberry indicating we're on level 2, and no strawberry in the maze. So, I'm gonna guess here. Our strawberry is gonna show up after we consume 70 pellets. Perfect. 300. Oh, I missed it. Ah! Why, Pac-Man? Why? Ah. And there we go. Peach. $500. And I ran right into Pinky. Oh, no. All right, next peach. Whoa! Oh God! Oh man! I almost, almost had those. I'm gonna finish this one and see if we can get to the next. Okay. We got an apple. Whoa, Pac-Man. My arrow buttons are really, really close together, so sometimes it's really hard to navigate this guy. Alright, so anyways, that's that. I really don't want to end the tutorial, because there's something that bothers me, is that we don't have any sound effect associated with our bonus item. And that's really troublesome for me, because it really, like, kills my OCD. But I think what we need is, we'll have to do another tutorial, and then, because I didn't download any sound files for that, and I haven't really tested that out, so in another tutorial what I'll do is I'll just throw that in there as a side item. So anyways, that's it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, shout out to Mark O'Keefe. Thank you for constantly supporting me on Patreon. It means a lot to me. Thank you everyone for subscribing and watching the Weekly Coder. It's really awesome how much of a fan base we've built up over time. And it just continues to grow, which is amazing. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.